Odin lay dying before me, his body racked with pain. As I raised my axe to deliver the killing blow, he spoke of a curse that would come to pass. I paid little attention to his ramblings, taking them for the desperate pleas of a dying man. But as I struck him down, the air around us began to shimmer and ripple. Suddenly, a massive portal appeared, glowing with an otherworldly energy. I watched in horror as Atreus was sucked into the vortex, his hand slipping from mine despite my best efforts to hold on. Confused and enraged, I leapt into the portal after my son, determined to bring him back. But the force was too powerful, and I could feel myself being pulled further and further away from the world I knew. Before I knew it, I was hurtling through space and time, until I was unceremoniously dumped onto the hard pavement of a strange and unfamiliar city. I looked around, trying to get my bearings. I saw towering buildings made of glass and steel, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. The air was filled with strange smells and sounds, and I felt out of place. This was not the realm of the gods, nor was it Midgard. It was something else entirely. As I walked through the crowded streets, my eyes caught a glimpse of a foreign inscription that read, New York City. I had no knowledge of such a place, but I presumed it to be the name of this foreign land. As I kept walking, I attracted strange looks from the people around me. They could sense that I was not from this world, and some even seemed frightened by my presence. But I paid them no mind, for my only goal was to find my son and get back home. As I turned the corner, a group of men approached me, their intentions unclear. I could feel their eyes on me, sizing me up.
Nice costume, buddy, but Halloween was last month. You're a little late to the party.
I am looking for my son. I do not wish to cause any trouble.
Well, trouble has found you, old man,
one of them said, eyeing me up and down.
You're in the wrong part of town if you're looking for a lost kid now. If you don't want any trouble, you can hand over your wallet and walk away.
Another added, cracking his knuckles. Their manner of speaking was strange. I had encountered bandits and thieves before, but these men were different. Their words were peppered with phrases that I had never heard before. I don't know what you want, I warned them, but I suggest you leave me be. I observed as one of them reached for something in his pocket. As he pulled it out, I saw that it was a knife. Hoping to avoid any bloodshed, I repeated my warning. But they were not backing down, and I knew that I had no choice but to defend myself. As the first enemy lunged at me with a punch, I sidestepped and swung my axe in a wide arc, catching him in the chest. Blood sprayed from the wound as he fell to the ground, gasping for breath. The second thug came at me with a knife, but I deftly sidestepped his thrust and grabbed his wrist, using my other hand to deliver a sharp blow to his elbow, dislocating it. He let out a scream and dropped the knife, falling to his knees in agony. I noticed the third one staring at me in shock and disbelief. The fear in his eyes was palpable, and he began to take backward steps before turning and fleeing as fast as he could. I decided not to give chase. My only priority was finding Atreus.
Hey Thor, we have a situation.
What is the matter, Stark, Another pesky villain threatening the safety of your beloved city?
Not quite. We have reports of a strange man causing trouble on the streets of New York City. We don't know much about him, but he's been described as a formidable fighter.
And what do you want me to do about it?
Well, I was thinking maybe you could go check it out. See if he's a real threat or just some guy in a costume.
Surely you jest, Stark. Is such a task not beneath the Prince of Asgard?
We need to figure out who this guy is and why he's here. Who knows, maybe it'll be a good change of pace for you.
Of course, Iron Man. I shall smite this troublemaker with the full force of Mjolnir and return to you with his head on a platter.
Yeah, just let me know what you find, and try not to smash too much of the city while you're at it.
But as I turned around to continue my search, I saw a figure approaching me. He was tall, with long blonde hair and blue eyes, and he seemed unafraid of me. A subtle hint of familiarity tickled the back of my mind, but I pushed it away, knowing that my focus must remain on finding my son.
All right, big guy, fun time's over. You need to come with me,
the man said, his voice deep and commanding. I will not, I replied firmly, my hand instinctively moving to the hilt of my axe.
You sure you want to take that route, champ?
He asked, a hint of amusement in his voice. I have no quarrel with you. I seek only my son, I answered, keeping a close eye on the man.
That's not what the bodies behind you say,
the man said, gesturing to the thugs lying on the ground, his tone becoming more serious. I acted merely in self-defense. They attacked me first, I explained, my grip on my axe tightening.
Yeah, heard it all before.
The man interrupted, his tone dismissive.
Now come with me, or feel the wrath of the god of thunder.
I was taken aback by his words. God of thunder. What manner of being was this man? I asked him hesitantly. You are a god? The man answered wittingly.
What, you want an autograph?
His arrogance annoyed me, and I was not in the mood for games. You do not want this fight, I said, my voice steady. But he would not heed my warning.
All right, I think that's enough talking.
The man stepped forward to grab me, but I was ready. As he reached for me, I delivered a powerful punch that sent him flying back. I could see the surprise and shock on his face as he realized the magnitude of the situation. He had clearly underestimated me. But he wasn't down for long. As he got back up, he caught me with his hammer. I could feel the wind rushing past me as I struggled to regain control of my movements. But before I could do anything, the stranger was already upon me, launching himself at me with incredible speed. As he grabbed hold of me, we exchanged blows mid-air, our fists connecting with each other in a furious flurry of strikes. And then, with a thunderous crash, we slammed into the side of a tall building.
Thor, this is Iron Man. I'm reading a massive energy spike at your location. What's going on down there?
A challenger, Iron Man. One who seeks to test the might of Asgard.
You're not listening, Thor. This guy isn't messing around. You need to stand down.
Fret not, Tony. I shall handle this interloper with ease.
Thor, you stubborn son of a...
Now, where were we?
Your arrogance will be your downfall, God. As the stranger and I exchanged blows, I studied his movements carefully. His attacks were powerful but lacked precision. He was certainly strong, but his judgment was clouded by hubris. I bided my time, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And then, as if on cue, I saw a small opening in his defense. In his blind arrogance, he had overextended himself, leaving his side open to my attack. I swiftly sidestepped his strike, and with my axe held tightly in my grip, I swung with all my might, landing a crushing blow. The sound of steel meeting flesh echoed through the air as the man let out a guttural roar of pain, falling to the ground. Satisfied that he was no longer a threat, I left the stranger behind and continued on my journey to find my son. If you wish to continue receiving the content of a god, then smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. Do not disappoint me.